Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tylearn, and today I am bringing you guys part 2 of What If Naruto Learned Flying Raijin. In the last part, we actually went over how Naruto got the Flying Raijin, and currently we are about to begin the Chunin exams. Now, if you guys want more information on part 1, you guys can go and actually check it out down in the playlist linked below, and with that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, so we start off where we last left off, which was with Team 7 just checking in for the training exams, and they are going to begin round 1. Round 1 would start with the, little test exam, which pretty much plays out the same as per normal. I don't think Naruto having Flying Raijin would really, change anything, because at best he could, teleport to someone and try and cheat, but obviously the proctors in the room would easily see that. So at first he still tries to resort to cheating, but then resorts to not giving up, which was actually the test all along, allowing him and everyone else to pass the first exam. Or, well, everyone else that didn't get caught cheating. Now, as for the Force of Death, I think Team 7 would go through pretty much the same things as they do in canon, but things really do change once Orochimaru arrives. When he arrives, he would try and summon a snake to allow Naruto to be eaten. However, I feel like here, Naruto with his Flying Raijin, he would be easily able to dodge, and I feel like before getting eaten by the snake, he would be able to basically use a Flying Raijin seal and slap it onto Sasuke or Sakura, allowing him to be eaten, and as soon as he's eaten, he could just teleport out of his stomach. Not even his stomach, just let alone his mouth. Like, as soon as he's being inserted into the snake's mouth, he would just teleport out of it. So, yeah, really, Naruto's not going to be eaten here. And I feel like if the snake keeps on bothering them, well, Naruto could easily take down the snake. He stopped it easily, so I'm pretty sure he could take it on. With the combination of deceiving the snake with teleportation and stabbing it directly on its head with multiple kunais, I feel like the snake would be defeated here, and Orochimaru is impressed by the nine-tailed fox boy. However, he believes that he's too much of a threat right now and he wants to get rid of him so he can, get his whole curse mark plan off on Sasuke. However, I think here when he tries to go for that little ceiling move he does on Naruto in the original, Naruto would actually dodge. He would instantly teleport towards Sasuke where he slapped the Flying Raijin seal on, and this time Naruto would usually, be running massively low on chakra and would be pretty much fatigued due to him teleporting multiple times. However, due to Kurama's influence onto Naruto and the massive chakra pull he's getting, I think Naruto is able to use Flying Raijin way more than he's normally able to. And while fighting Orochimaru and using Flying Raijin, it really shows how much Naruto can use with Kurama's influence. But regardless, his chakra is still going to be running low, and Naruto needs to finish the fight fast. This last move would decide the entire fight as Orochimaru and Naruto are staring down each other. Orochimaru would then charge at Naruto, while Naruto would charge with two kunais in hand. He would then throw one kunai, with one kunai having the Flying Raijin seal, and one other kunai right next to a tree. At that point, Orochimaru would charge at Naruto as he then seemingly teleports out of thin air, but he then looks to the tree next to them and he sees Naruto on the tree. At that point, he would then see the kunai coming at him because he was distracted, but luckily he manages to dodge. However, Naruto would then teleport to the kunai that Orochimaru just dodged, and would then grab the kunai and throw it directly on Orochimaru's side, stabbing him. At that point, Naruto would then proceed to throw a flurry of attacks at Orochimaru, damaging him and not letting him loose. Sasuke would then even intervene and shoot a Phoenix Flower Jutsu at Orochimaru long enough for Naruto to then teleport to Sasuke and allow him and Team 7 to try and escape. But Orochimaru isn't going to let that happen easily, as he would then recover from their attack. As Team 7 then moves ahead, we would then get Orochimaru slipstreaming behind them, catching up to them, and this would then lead into Naruto telling Sasuke and Sakura to run, as he would then take out his Flying Raijin kunai and him and Orochimaru are about to clash. Sasuke, seeing this about to happen, doesn't want to just leave Naruto there alone to fight, and doesn't want Naruto to basically just defend him all this time. When Naruto and Orochimaru clash, we see clearly that Naruto has a disadvantage due to him being heavily fatigued in comparison to Orochimaru, who just regenerated. As for Sasuke, he would come in and shoot Phoenix Flower Jutsus at Orochimaru, but he would just leave all of them. However, as Sasuke is shooting the Fire Flower Jutsus, this would actually be a distraction for Orochimaru long enough for Naruto to come in and actually tag Orochimaru multiple times. At that point, Orochimaru is just getting annoyed of the nine-tailed fox, so he's going to try and finish him off, but luckily Sasuke comes in with another fire jutsu but instead of it being a Phoenix Flower jutsu, it's just a huge ass fireball jutsu, long enough for Naruto and Sasuke to finally get out of there. Naruto would use all of the chakra he has remaining to just throw his kunai into a random direction as far as possible with the flying Raijin seal and teleport not only himself, but the rest of his teammates far away. Naruto, after using the flying Raijin, would then collapse due to exhaustion and chakra exertion, while Sasuke would be barely standing, and Sakura is actually fine in this timeline. Now, the thing is, in this timeline, Orochimaru was not only chasing down Team 7 who's running away, but also Team 7 escaped. I feel like in this time, they would be able to escape to a different area, meaning they wouldn't encounter the Sound Trio. And this also means Sasuke never gets the curse mark since they actually escaped earlier on. So, no Sasuke curse mark moment with the Sound Trio. The Sound Trio isn't even there in the first place, and I think here Sakura wouldn't even cut her hair yet. Instead, we would still get Team 7 eventually finding Kabuto and then getting the scrolls that they need to pass on through the second round. And I think in the third round, the only things that really change is Sasuke not having the curse mark so he's not hindered, Sakura cutting her hair in the Ino fight, and Naruto beating up Kiba. Instead of farting in his mouth, he would actually defeat him. As per normal, Naruto would train with Ibisu for a little bit, but then encountered Jiraiya, and I think here when Naruto tells Jiraiya about his moveset and how he can use the flying Raijin, Jiraiya would be surprised. He would even go as far as to tell Naruto about someone who actually used the flying Raijin, that being the 4th Hokage, and how he actually trained him. Not in the art of the flying Raijin, obviously, but was his mentor overall, and maybe he can be Naruto's mentor as well. Naruto, hearing about this, would get hyped, and Jiraiya would tell Naruto that he could train him in preparation for the Chunin exams, but he can't be this annoying. And Naruto would then agree, and obviously Naruto's still going to be annoying, but Naruto and Jiraiya would get their training on. While Jiraiya would train Naruto, he would come to notice the fact that Naruto doesn't really use shadow clones, but rather just kind of moves predictably with the flying Raijin, and at best can maybe get an off-guard attack or two with the kunai use. But Jiraiya recalled how Minato was actually able to use shadow clones and the flying Raijin together, making it an even deadlier jutsu. So I think Jiraiya here would try and teach Naruto about the use of shadow clones, which Naruto literally learned in episode 1 in the first 3 hours. I'm pretty sure he could learn it here. Naruto, after learning the shadow clone jutsu pretty easily, and him trying to figure out how to use the flying Raijin with the shadow clones, he realizes that there's no real drawback because all he's really doing is just cloning himself and giving him more ways to teleport. So it's honestly just a benefit and no drawbacks whatsoever. The only real problem isn't the shadow clone trick itself, it's the fact that Naruto can't just use flying Raijin all that well, at least not as well as Minato or Tobirama yet. However, Naruto would tell Jiraiya that he can use flying Raijin more often than usual with Kurama's influence, or the nine-tailed fox. He doesn't know it's named Kurama yet, but anyways, Jiraiya would then come to the conclusion that Naruto needs to try and master his Kyuubi chakra, and he would then go on to learn how he learned it in the Chunin exams. Yeah, so when I really say mastering the Kyuubi chakra, it's like how he did against Neji. It's not going to be like KCM or anything like that. It's not even the whisker form. It's just the orange chakra. And I will say here, because of them really just focusing on Naruto's flying Raijin use and him trying to make the flying Raijin better, I don't want him to just learn everything that he learned in the regular Chunin exam saga, so I'm going to be saying that he doesn't learn the summoning jutsu just yet. And we would finally then get into the last round of the Chunin exams, and the match that really changes the most is Naruto versus Neji. And this fight I'm going to be covering here, so let's get into it. So I'm going to be saying here, with Naruto being able to use flying Raijin a lot easier, he would obviously be a lot faster in this timeline. So in terms of speed, he's already relative with Neji, if not above. However, in terms of striking power, he's just completely inferior. However, with Kurama's chakra, Naruto is able to scrap with Neji in terms of AP and is now massively faster. At this point, Neji is just being desperate against Naruto, trying to use rotation to try and catch him off guard while he tries to attack him, but Naruto can see this coming from a mile away, and he would just evade. Naruto in this fight would have less chakra points being negged here, and the only reason he really used Kurama's chakra was to basically close the AP gap. And with this would then lead into a final clash between Neji and Naruto, and it's not Naruto off-guarding Neji, but rather him using the flying Raijin. He would proceed to throw one kunai at Neji, which Neji would easily dodge, and the kunai would then go past him, while Naruto would then throw one kunai above Neji and Naruto. At that point, Naruto would then teleport to the kunai that Neji evaded and would basically get behind Neji and kick him. This would then lead into Neji almost falling to the ground, but him catching himself. However, to Neji's surprise, Naruto would then teleport above Neji, or teleport to the kunai that Naruto threw above them, and drop kick Neji on his head. Neji would instantly knock out into an unconscious state, and Naruto would be declared the winner. Neji isn't dead by all means, but relax, by any means he's not dead. But Neji is definitely knocked out. He is winded from this kick. And I'm just going to say here that from here on out, the rest of the arc is completely different. Like, the fights are the same, but the arc changes completely different. It's not going to be the Konoha Crush arc in this timeline. Reason being due to Orochimaru kind of getting bodied by Naruto and Sasuke, or a combo of the two, and Orochimaru believing that his time will come and he'll take Sasuke's body sooner or later. But as of right now, Orochimaru believes he's not ready, and eventually when the time comes, he'll kill not only Naruto, but take Sasuke's body. So Hiruzen and Rasa would actually be watching the Chunin exams, and when Sasuke versus Gaara rolls around and Sasuke actually damages Gaara and makes him bleed, I think here when Gaara tries to spurg out, Rasa would be the one to try and stop him. However, as Rasa rushes out of his seat and takes off his little Hokage fit to try and stop Gaara, Gaara would be spurging and slowly transforming into Shukaku. At that point, Naruto would try and take it upon himself to use Flying Raijin, just slap a kunai outside of the Chunin exams arena, and would basically teleport he and Gaara outside of the arena to fight. I don't think the fight would even escalate to the point to how it did in canon with Gamabunta and Shukaku scrapping. I don't even think that would happen. Rather, I think Naruto would use Flying Raijin to his advantage to basically try and overwhelm Gaara with speed, and it would get to the point to where he would off-guard Gaara and skull bash him like how he did in canon, and would then talk no jutsu him. This then concludes the entire Chunin exam saga with Gaara being good again, and we would then move into the Tsunade retrieval arc seemingly, but that wouldn't even happen due to Hiruzen being alive. So no Tsunade, and Hiruzen's alive, which is a benefit. However, a drawback from this entire thing is that Rock Lee will never become a ninja again due to Tsunade not being there to heal him. Which basically means Itachi and Jiraiya and Naruto and all of them would never encounter each other, and Sasuke wouldn't encounter Itachi due to him never being at the hospital because he never fought Gaara to the extent to how he did in canon. And as for the Sasuke retrieval arc, I don't really see that happening, or I don't see it happening to the extent to how it did in canon, because number one, Sasuke wouldn't even willingly join the Sound Force. They would probably have to kidnap him, like, forcefully, and I think by the end of the arc, Sasuke would be freed. I don't really see Sasuke even losing to the Sound 4 in the first place. I think it would get to a point to where Sasuke would drag out the fight until like a Jonin or even Hiruzen comes out and scares the Sound Ninja. But yeah, regardless, I don't see the Sasuke retrieval arc being the same as in canon, and Sasuke is going to be staying at the village. So really, the only thing that happens here now is the 2.5-year time skip where Naruto would not only learn about, how to make a bigger Rasengan and summoning, since he wouldn't know summoning in the Chunin exams, he would also learn the technique called body flicker. And that is where we are going to be leaving our story off for right now. So yeah, guys, Naruto is going to be learning body flicker during the 2.5-year gap. How fast will Naruto be by the end of the 2.5-year gap? Will he be faster than Minato? Will he be as fast? Let me know down below. With that being said, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, subscribe if you are new and hit the notification bell. That little bell icon. That way you are notified and updated every time I upload. And not a lot of people normally get notified about my videos. And a lot of my people who watch my videos aren't normally subscribed. So, subscribe, bro. You obviously like what you see, bro. And while you are at it, be sure to follow me on Twitter. That link will be down below. And also join the Discord so you can interact with me and suggest your what ifs if I don't see it in the comments. And you can, also see that down below. With that being said, my name is Tylearn. I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace out. Bye.